everybody? It's your girl Kai, and we are here for another episode. If you know, you know the show.
The show.
Sorry, I'm instead of being on my podcast having a soundboard.
We should have a soundboard.
Right.
And no, JD is not light skinned.
No,
I'm over here.
plastic surgery went great. You know what I mean? I'm really feeling my new look.
This
But-
is racist.
It is a very, I know we are very light on this side, very,
Right.
very bright on this side.
Right.
It's a
but
segregated podcast.
it is a very, it is a very it's a very special episode today. It's our episode 10. Season 4. We have none other than our third co-host for today, Mr. A.C.E.
A-C-E. Ace. Hey, Pookie Acito.
No one told me I was being promoted. I thought I was going to be a guest. Oh my God.
You would know. You the guest. You the
Oh,
You are
shit. I'm
the
a host
guest.
today.
I know. You
Should
the
have told y'all to
special
go through my
guest.
agent. Shit.
Right.
You already signed. You get the
Damn, I
contract.
already
Get that
signed the
contract.
Khalees.
And you guys already know the wonderful, the always amazing, my brother from another, Mr. JD.
Give it up for me. Yeah,
Give it up. We giving it up. Boop, 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 boop.
No, happy to be here. How are both? Actually, let's start with you, Kai. How are you, Kai?
I'm feeling good.
Good?
I'm good. It's been hot in LA.
Right.
It's been like 100 degrees. And going in the AC and coming out and doing all
Oh,
that. I got
ACE.
ACE. It's been hot out here.
Vibes.
But I'm feeling good. How are you feeling, Ace?
I'm good. It cooled down today, so I'm feeling good. I'm tired. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Daddy
Tired of
duties.
high. I don't know. You
Daddy
smoke- you smoke
duties.
weed,
I
they
haven't
did
even
nothing to
smoked
me.
yet. I'm way too fucking
too
sober
sober.
right now. I don't know what to do. All I can hear is Sesame Street playing in my head, man.
Right.
Yes. If
Sesame
you-
Street.
Don't know. Ace is a new father.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Appreciate
How
that.
old? How old?
She is 10 months now?
10
Wow,
months.
ten.
Yeah,
Wow.
10 months.
Exciting.
So she's like got a personality and stuff, and she cries when you take things away. It's adorable.
And that's your first, right? Your first
Yes,
first
it's
kid?
my first.
How do you feel like it's
Wow.
going so far? You feel like you
Shout
got a
out to
handle on it?
Magic.
You know
Or-
what? Yeah, shout out to
Oh, and
Magic.
Mac.
And Bina.
That name is
And
so
Bina.
dope.
Shout out
bro.
to Magic and Bina. I
Right.
see you. I love you.
Magic Bina.
But I mean, it's you know, the first I want to say like a month and a half, I was like frazzled. I was like, oh my God, my life just changed
Right.
like
Yeah.
instantly. You know what I
Right.
mean? I mean, the pregnancy is one thing, but then like when the baby's here,
Yeah,
it's
like,
different.
Yeah.
like they let us just leave the hospital
You
with
want me
this?
to
Right.
and just feed her? And you just, I do
Ain't
it.
nobody gonna send you
Yeah.
no tips?
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
So, as you guys have both, is yours under 1?
Mine? You mean
Yeah.
my son? Like,
Yeah.
yo, it's yours?
It's yours?
Yeah,
You
no,
didn't take it back to the
he's
store yet,
actually,
did you?
yeah, right. No, we can't. They couldn't even let me return it.
Is it-
No, he's about to be 2. Actually,
Okay,
September
he's about-
18th.
Hey.
He's gonna be 2.
Y'all have very young children.
Right.
And they say men, they don't understand the severity of a child being born until it's born.
That's a lie.
Whereas women, no? Well,
No,
like
I'm
the
sorry,
whole
go ahead.
pregnancy. Well, this is again.
That is
I've
a lie.
heard it. I've
Right.
heard it. But like, was it like when she was in labor? Were you guys like, oh shoot, this is real?
No.
No, from the beginning,
No.
from the
It
pregnancy.
gets somewhere around like month 7, 8, or 9 of the pregnancy, and
Uh-huh.
she can't pick anything up, and you're like, yeah, this is very real.
Very rare. But I also think like the other reason like to not to take this to abortion, but like I think most men are ready for that moment. Like we know if it happens, we got to step up. Right. And so we're always like, I know I'll speak for myself, but I'm already ready for that moment. So when it actually happened, it was like, ooh, this is real. Right. So it clicked in for me at that moment. Like,
Yeah.
That's a
this
fact.
is what they say. Like,
I'm
and-
with you.
And so when I hear what, a woman, kind of, almost say like, it's my body, I can do whatever I want. But it's like, if you're not ready for this responsibility, then, I mean, every man is, you know what I mean? Like, why can't we both have a choice in this? I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get into abortion,
I don't know.
but we're prepared for that.
Right.
And we know
right.
it may come. So,
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. I'm with you. Like, it kind of hit me right away, I think. Like, I literally, like, the day of, like,
I'm
I'm
pregnant.
pregnant. And I was just like, why are you not smiling? Because I'm fucking budgeting in my head right now.
Oh, no.
I'm trying to do math,
Right.
and you talking too much.
Wow.
And it's just like, yeah, because it hit you right away. Because you like, obviously it's like,
Life is
you don't
over.
know what could happen between now and 9 months, but you're not preparing for it to be anything other than a successful
Right.
pregnancy. So yeah, like for me, it became real right away. And then, like I said, it's like there's those first maybe 4 or 5 months where she's not really showing. She can still do
Yeah.
everything.
Right.
We're weird cravings here and there, but then like around like 6, 7, 8, and it's just like, yo,
Whoa.
get out of my wife, yo,
Right.
now.
Stop it.
And then they get here, and you like, oh shit, I gotta take care of you. No one else will take you, just me.
Wow,
Okay.
like I can't
All
drop
right.
you off anywhere. You're
Yeah,
mine.
nah, you
Like,
mine. Like,
Yeah, it's
But
just those
like-
first couple of nights. It's just
Yeah.
kind of scary. Right?
Have you noticed anything about her that's like, oh wow, you got that from me?
oh, she it's a bunch of stuff now. A lot of it is like physical stuff, like the way she sits in a chair and stuff like that. Her
Yeah,
little high
her
chair.
posture.
I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, like she does this weird thing I used to do where I would like try to put my leg over like if this desk chair had an arm, I put my leg over it just to be comfortable. She like does weird shit like that. I'm like, you've never seen me do that.
Right.
Wow,
Where did you get that
right.
from?
It's in her
That's
DNA.
crazy.
Yeah,
Right.
or she does the thing now where she'll sit like this, and I'm like, who taught you that? She's just watching, man. Shit is wild.
Right. But do you feel like you see her and you see yourself in her yet?
Oh yeah. I mean, she looks a shit ton like me.
Yeah.
So I've been
She
seeing her
does.
in my, been seeing myself in her, but like.
That's in behavior, like
Behavior
yeah.
though, like when she's like reacting to things, I don't know. Like I could be projecting, but I be feeling
Right.
like, oh, you looking at the world the way like I used to.
Yeah,
and
that's
shit,
what-
you know
that's
what
what I
I'm saying?
mean, like-
Obviously, she is half of another human being too.
Right.
Right.
She's probably looking at the world the way that she does as well. But for me right now though, I see a lot of myself in her. I see myself as a child
Right.
in her. So it's
Wow.
almost like my second childhood. It's real
Yeah.
trippy.
That's the moment
Ooh,
I'm
that
talking
is
about.
trippy.
Like
Yeah.
those are beautiful, like the moments where you learn about yourself through
Yeah.
your child, and it's like, wow, that's like. And so I usually respond to
I
my
used
child.
to be on that bush.
Right, I usually respond. It helps me respond to them because I'm like, I know he's not trying; he's just curious. Because I was
Right.
the same.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to touch it. Right, I was the curious kid. So I mean, when you see those moments, it's beautiful. You learn about yourself.
Man, see, y'all be making me want to have some babies. My ovaries are like,
You already want babies.
I do want babies. I want some babies, but I can wait because
Right.
I see and I hear the stories, and I'm
What's
like,
that like? It feels like the whole field. See, I've only been 32 once, so
Right.
I'm married, so I don't know what the field is like. What's going on out there?
That's
all
ask
of
Kai about that.
Is all the ladies like waiting to have babies? Like I heard it's real. Like there's no games. Like dudes be out here thinking we just friends, and she like you thought.
You thought.
I have a wedding
actually-
day picked out.
Actually, I read this recently in a post somewhere on the Shade Room.
Shout out the Shade Room. Shout out the Shade Room.
I read it's actually a couple articles out there that are saying that the men are more I guess the percentage of men is higher that's like lonelier now on and there's more men on dating sites and stuff like that, and the reason why is because there's a rise in healthier relationships. And so there was like articles and conversations about saying that women
Sounds
are
like
not
a woman wrote this.
right.
No.
But it's like
Blasphemy.
because I think the rise of independence in women, and I guess what is that, sexual, they're having their own sexuality and all this different stuff. The rise of that is what's making women not, their standards are not as low anymore. Right? So it's like you have to have more than just provide as a man. Like you have to be able to do more, have emotional
Standards were
intelligence.
No,
low.
it's-
I wasn't aware that women had low standards.
No, it's still just provide. Like, and,
No,
and
but
Were the standards low when I got married? Am I
Yeah.
whack? Like what happened?
I don't know, Bina.
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
Yeah,
Bina,
it's-
blink twice if they were okay.
Call in and let us
getting
know.
real out there.
Call in and let us know, Bina.
I just feel like we turn into like everybody's competing for the same role. is what it
I'll say
seems
from
like.
my personal experience and the experience of my friends who are in their early 20s and single. No, I'm joking. I'm not in my early 20s. But my friends and myself that are still single, and there's just a difference in our conversations. We're more successful. We're more settled in our ways and in our careers. And so what we're looking for in partnership is not necessarily just someone who can provide or something like that. Because we don't need to be in a relationship. Does that make sense?
Kind
Y'all
of.
don't need to be in a
Yeah.
relationship.
Like we don't need to be. Like
Women
I don't
need to be
we
in a
do-
relationship.
We don't need
See,
a man.
what they're saying is they don't need a man, but
But we love men. I would
Right.
love a man. I would love.
Men's ovaries aren't ticking right now.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
Right, but I'm not about to settle. I'm not about to settle for just.
All right, so
the
let me
first
ask you a
guy.
question. As
Yeah.
an accomplished, professional, balling ass woman. Oh,
I'm sorry,
am
yeah.
I peeking?
No,
No,
you're all good. But
can you
it
hear
just
it?
sounds much crispier here.
Oh, okay.
No?
That's you.
This makes me want to talk like the
Yeah.
So,
I just want you to feel what
the
we're
beauty of a
feeling
mic.
right
It's
now.
like this.
I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, this shit throws me off. I can't do it.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, but as a accomplished woman who's like doing things and is about her business,
Right.
do you feel like you're looking for someone to match you in that regard or compliment you? Because I'll let you answer and then I'll let you know what my opinion is.
Right. I think and I get a little metaphorical with this. My voice gets a little deep.
Zoom in.
What I'll say is I think my belief is that we all carry a light. We are all a light. We all put a light out there. And I'm not looking for anything. I think I put my light out there, and I've encountered men that see that light, want to control the light, want to put the light down, want to do other things with the light. But what would like is someone who has their own light and who's someone who shine, whatever that may be. Because the light is not about accolades or credits for me. It's about who you are as a human being. And I would like a partner that is also knows who they are, can stand in who they are, and can walk in who they are, and is on their journey of growth and so on and so forth. And we can, I guess, we complement each other that way, but really based and rooted in friendship.
That sounds pleasant. So they don't have to meet you. They don't have to meet you where you're at materialistically, so to speak.
Yeah.
But you're looking for some. Okay, that makes sense.
Someone who, because if you know yourself, and if you're grounded, and if you're emotionally have done work to like really get to your, all the other stuff is gonna fall into place. I could not be where I am today if I did not do the journey of inner work on myself. And if who I was 5 years ago is not who I am today. So the work that I've put in, I can stand on that and say, yo, this is the woman that I am today. And because I am this woman, yeah, I've done stuff, but whatever. It's about the work. Because I know people that have material things that ain't shit as human beings.
You feel like there's women that are very accomplished right now, obviously not you, but you feel like there's women who are accomplished right now that are like looking for a man to like meet their status, so to speak.
Of course.
How you feel about that? Do you think that works? You think that's like realistic?
Oh man, again,
it's the things. I always say, like, I mean, a lot of women now are looking for the things, right?
A lot of women are like, he got to make 6 figures, and he got to
sometimes it's really about just the vibe and who you are and your actual qualities, right?
Right.
And you have to kind of get to know those qualities. But I think a lot of women from the jump are looking for the things, right? The things like your job, or what you're driving, or what's your end goal. Like sometimes we have that in order, but you want someone who has a goal or a dream, but I may not have it all figured out. And then it's just like, no. Like, and it's, whoa, like, I mean, we got to be able to change and grow together. I could tell you a story and say, this is what I want, but if I fail at it, are you still going to be by my side? Like, are you going to think, oh, he ain't trying it? But you have to have certain qualities.
And I don't
think that those qualities are actually, they don't give enough credit. Like, it's all money now.
I do agree too that a lot of women got to do the inner work too.
Right.
A lot of women are stuck.
A lot of women do. A lot of women have to learn how to be men right now. Respectfully, respectfully, because a lot of women are taking the role of what traditionally in society was reserved for a man. Like, you look at women only got to open their own bank accounts like within the last century. Like that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's a lot of one of the parts I think women don't get about that is like when you're that successful as most women are, men aren't looking for you, and it's no like thing against you. So I guess that's why I asked you earlier. I was like, when you're like looking out there in the field, like, and you say you're not looking, but I guess so like ideally you're looking for somebody who, and you spoke of like, like that inner light and a lot of someone who's done the self work, and I think that's dope. I think you on the right path. I think, who am I to say?
No,
what's the right path?
You know what?
But, I think you're on the right path as opposed to like this is my opinion. Obviously, I'm not a successful black woman, but if I was,
you can identify whatever you want nowadays.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's how I feel. But like if I was a single black woman, I'd just be looking for a dude. Right. You know what I'm saying? Just that's like,
but dudes ain't shit. Like,
but maybe
it's a lot of ain't shit.
But maybe I'm saying
that
because as a dude, I'm not naturally looking for a woman to match me like financially and all of that shit. I'm looking for a partner.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
you know what I will say? I will say that in the last couple of months, I've been doing a lot of inner work as far as, all right, why do I keep attracting this type of guy? And I realize I have
This kind of guy you go for.
I know it is.
Like, you're not
and I
That's what you like.
I struggle with maintaining my boundaries and maintaining my boundaries, my standards, etc. Right?
Expound on that.
Right. Well, when I get into a relationship, I start giving without being always reciprocal, or without waiting for the person. So when I look back on certain relationships, I'm like, man, yeah, he stopped putting in effort here, and then I kept pushing, and I should have stopped right there. But I will say that I've been working on it, and also I think the caliber of men that I've been attracting lately has substantially across the board gone up. And a big difference that I noticed of myself is that I've been really sticking to my boundaries.
Right. But none of that has nothing to do with anything. Like, honestly, they can have all the great qualities, but a year or two in a relationship, like, they could just stop trying. So at the end of the day,
right.
Like,
but then it's about knowing that that's when I need to be walking away.
Because
everybody stops trying, though.
Yeah.
It's about figuring out who the non-trying person is.
Right, but
it gets there.
But you don't realize that until 2 years in. The 2 year itch is when the real person. Real person.
Everybody stops trying.
Yes, everybody stops trying.
It's human nature. It's just human nature.
Can I do this?
It is.
Can I do this and be allowed back in my house? Oh man, everybody stops trying. You know what I'm saying?
You're
like,
just on speakerphone.
Men stop doing little shit. Like you stop. Dates end up being the bills getting paid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But you shouldn't. I don't think you should. But I hear what you're saying.
I don't think it should
be. At the
be.
beginning, it's like you'll drive to New York to get a bagel. Like, I get it for you, baby.
Right.
And then 2 weeks in, you're like, damn, my gas is. Come on now. Like, there's a bagel shop down the street.
2 years in, it's like, yo, she know how far that bagel shop is. I'm not doing it today.
Keep making me do it.
There when I woke up, she knew what type of day I had.
But that's human nature.
At least let it be nice in the beginning. At least let the men earn it.
Let me know who you is, because you just letting me. I'm gonna just get fucked up even worse.
Right.
The nicer you are in the beginning, and I'm not single. I'm a happily married man. But if I was single, I would want you to give me you.
Show me the real
talk
you.
with your mouth full. Show up to the date with no makeup on. Like, let me know, because if we getting like 3 weeks into this shit and you wipe off half your face and everything's cool with makeup, I'm cool.
Whoa.
But I'm like, there's a fine line between like makeup and sorcery, and like if you got the sorcery going on, I mean that's not fair. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's
I
true.
completely concur. But let's stay there. Let's stay at home. You married.
Yes.
When did you get married? You got married like young, right?
Man, this guy's a great interviewer. I got married. Damn it, he does research too. I got married when I was 25.
Wow.
July 20th.
So I mean that's hella young. I mean we're talking about like our struggles in dating, but that's you knew. Like how did you at 25 say you the one?
Well, I proposed at what was that? 2022. So I was 22, 21, 22 when I proposed. And this was just like, my wife and I were long distance for a while. So a lot of it was conversational and like a lot of mind mating or whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying?
Just getting to know each other.
Getting to know each other. And it was
level,
it started with just hours could go by and it feel like it was like 25 minutes and it'd be like, oh, okay, this person speaks my language. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And then we would visit each other back and forth, and then you just look at somebody and you like, yeah, I don't really see this going wrong. Why not?
Yeah, but it's so young though. I mean, that's pretty young. I mean, that's like,
some people know. Do you subscribe to the when you know type of ideology? Like, did you know? Like, did you
25
know?
and married?
Right. Did you know at 25
you just said, like,
you had a
this ain't
strong
gonna go
feeling?
wrong.
I think, yeah. I think when you know.
You had a moment. You had a moment.
You definitely have a moment where it clicks. You know what I'm saying? Like as somebody who's been married, what's it been 7 years now?
Wow.
It's something you have to fight for. I will say that. You know what I'm saying? But there is that moment when you're like, I'll fight for you. And if that moment keeps recurring where you'll be like, I'll fight for you even when shit gets crazy, then you're in an all right place.
I mean, it all comes down to being able to work on it, right? Like, I mean, if you see that she's putting in the work to meet you halfway, that's when you work on it. Right. And if you're not, if you're just combative, then maybe we need to let this go. Is that kind of what the feeling that
or I mean, it's just, and both parties just gotta always be like willing to work on it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm big on vows. You know what I'm saying? Like shit could be like this, that, or the third.
Yeah,
but
be on your word.
the Val said we was gonna try. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all about like try it all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If what do they say? The representative leaves after the shit. All right, well you better get to know the person who you with. Try
Right.
it. Don't be there like, oh, I don't like this. You know what I'm saying? Try it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's some shit you gotta fix. Maybe you've never been within close enough proximity of somebody to see some of your own flaws. So you just gotta approach it with an open mind.
Amen. Say it. Which brings us to our first segment of the show today.
Segment time.
The last little segment we like to call Flag on the Play.
We ain't got no sound for that.
Right.
We need a soundboard, though. Tell me next time I'm hosting, I'm bringing my soundboard.
We usually do. So, Flag on the Play is where we'll present a scenario.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about who we think was in the wrong, if anyone.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Reasons for me to state my opinion.
So, right. Any reason to state your opinion on the show, we totally condone. So, today's Flag on the Play situation is relationship based. And are you familiar with Krishan Rock and Blueface?
Mess.
As
A mess.
only as familiar as the Shade Room and Spiritual Word would like me to be.
Oh, if you tune into their stories, I know a friend of mine
Doesn't
and
she take her tooth out? Doesn't she have a tooth missing or something?
We
about
tuned
that
into her Instagram stories for like 30 minits the other day. It was crazy. It was so fun. Anyways,
Are you guys okay?
For those, no, it was Coco. Me and
Y'all
Coco.
could come over and like show her magic. You know what I'm saying?
Something,
Y'all can read to her.
Shout out Coco
Help a child
Sarai. She's my sister.
Shout out Coco.
We
Feed the homeless,
literally
anything
are
else.
sometimes we're the aunties that are like, did you hear what this girl doing now? Look at her. She's going crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
For those of you
Great
not
Coco
familiar
impression,
with, for those of you, thank you. For those of you who not familiar with the Krishan Rock and Blueface toxic relationship
Madness.
of the year.
Right.
So Blueface is an artist. He's a rapper. He performed Drop Down, right?
Tatiana,
Bust Down.
Yeah.
The famous offbeat rapper.
Anyways, yeah, and he's very open about his hoish nature. He's very open about.
Why'd you say it like it was brave? Like every other rapper doesn't do that shit. He's very open about his hoish nature.
You
He's
know,
so honest.
He's very honest, transparent.
Open the door for a lot of other hoes after him.
Well,
Tatiana is a real person.
Tatiana was a
his mistress. He
self-portrait.
was honest about
it's
it.
a memoir. It's a memoir autobiography. Anyways,
Sorry.
so he has a relationship with this girl named Krishan Rock, and she got his face tattooed on her neck, and she also was missing a tooth.
Right.
And so she got her tooth fixed at first, and then he broke up with her because he said she was acting different because she was at a club with another guy. So he broke up with her. He said she's
Because
acting
she
brand
hoed.
new.
She Tatiana in it.
Right. And so then she took out the tooth and got a picture of him lasered into the tooth.
Yeah.
And so she went. So now he's on her tooth and on her neck.
Right.
And,
So now he could suck the dick that she'll be sucking.
Right.
That's nuts.
So now he's literally
Sorry, moms.
sucking
I
his
forgot
own.
moms are watching. Sorry.
He's literally
They know
sucking his
penises, it's
own
okay.
penis. Mom, now you know. Anyways, so then she broke up with him recently, and she was all over her Instagram story, drinking and very drunk and doing all things. Oh no, she beat him up. First of all, they got into a fight, an altercation in the street.
Right. I saw that one. I saw that
They got
video.
into altercation
like he
on
was
the
literally
street.
trying to walk away. She was manhandling him, like she was punching him and hitting him on Hollywood Boulevard. Like it was so toxic.
Yeah.
So
Did he
toxic.
hit back?
She goes.
No.
No, he
Good.
didn't. He
No.
didn't. He
And
didn't.
she practically drug him
He
to the
offered
car.
her
Drug him to the car.
He
she
offered
drugged him to
her
the car?
Yes, drug him
$10K.
like against his will. Like he's kind of a skinny dude, and it looked like he was not really winning the fight. I know
Yeah.
he wasn't trying to hurt her.
No, he
'Cause
wasn't.
He kept saying,
And
you
good
know,
thing
I'ma
he
hit you.
didn't. Good for
I'ma
him.
hit you, but
Good thing he
she's
didn't.
strong.
Anyways, he offered her $100K to leave him. She said no.
Wow.
Then he has another baby mama who recently had a baby,
Right.
and he gave the baby mama a chain, to which Krishan Rock objected to that
Right.
and said she went on a rant and was really upset with that. Then
He gave his
She
baby
also-
mama a chain, and
A
she
chain.
now the ex had a problem with that.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
But they still
Making sure
kind of
I'm
together.
following.
That's,
but
that's
now
why
they're
it's so
still
toxic.
together. So
But-
then they
and
split
also,
up again.
There was a video of them kind of kissing, like she was kissing his face, and
Yeah.
like, she posted this video.
So pretty much
when
they-
his girlfriend is already crazy as it is.
They split up and they get back together again. Now they're back. You could have seen them recently grinding up on each other
Yeah, on the most recent
after everything
I
that's
could
going
have seen that.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
You
on
may-
Instagram.
You
Yeah.
may or may not have seen on the
It's
Shade
on- it's
Room
on
or
Instagram.
Oh, shit.
spiritual world. But, so the point of all this is to say,
Who's the flag on?
who is the flag on?
Is it
What is
Blueface?
going? Is Blueface
Wrong.
wrong for this toxic relationship, or is Krishan Rock, or both, or neither?
Both. First of all, anytime you tattoo somebody on you, that's a big red flag. Like
Right.
that's flag on the play.
Flag on all the play.
All the.
Hey guys, this is JD of the If You Know, You Know the show. Thank you guys so much for watching and for all of your support. If you'd like to support the show, our Venmo is IYKYK_the show. Thanks again for all of your support. If you don't know, you should know that without you, we're just talking to ourselves. So thank you for being here. Now back to the show.
The plague.
Second of all, telling this shorty you gotta take that tooth out because too many niggas is looking at you. It's the most nuts shit I've ever heard in my life. That's a different level. Like
It is a different level.
I know dudes like they let the woman go out crazy because they I don't want to know that
You don't
insecure
wanna-
shit. They don't want
yeah.
nobody hollering that they want.
If you like what I like,
But
then
making
that's why
her
I'm
take
with her.
the
Like,
tooth out, god damn.
Yeah.
That's a big flag on the play. I gotta give it to both.
Both of them.
Yeah,
JD.
both. I'm definitely going Blueface, just only because like you can end it. Like I'm a sucker for a crazy chick too, right? Like
Right.
if you're doing crazy shit, it just makes me feel like you love me even more.
Right.
Like,
Oh shit.
But I know you have to stop it, right? So
Right.
I'm saying that to say I understand you, Blueface. I get it. But I think it's up to him to stop it. Like you don't have to pay her. You just got to stop it.
You
She
know what?
obviously
Yeah.
is going for what she wants, and if you don't want to be with her, you got to stop it.
Yeah.
So that's why I put the flag on him.
You know what? You've convinced me. I'm gonna put the flag on
Hey.
Blueface too. only because of the same thing. I think obviously she's showing
Right.
that she is not trying to go anywhere. And by getting his face tattooed, by getting his doing all the things.
Doing a lot.
Face on
Um,
the tooth is
But it's-
nuts.
Yeah.
That's
So
love,
but
though.
so
That's
it's him.
crazy
It's
love.
on it's on him. So let this be a lesson to any guy out there. If there's a crazy chick out there, it's for you. You gotta go.
Y'all
gotta
ever
go.
been with somebody who you thought like was really in love with you and they just turned out to be just
Yes.
crazy?
Crazy.
Yes.
Yeah. All the time. Yeah.
I feel
all
like
the
women
time.
have that. I feel like for women that's just like
No,
dating.
no, seriously, that's been my last few relationships, and I feel like I've kind
Damn.
of stayed in them because it's that kind of love.
Oh, you like it?
Right.
You like?
That's what I'm
oh.
saying, and it's
Makes me
my
feel
it's
so
my
special.
issue.
He like-
So much the crazy. It's just the passion. It's the passion of it that I have to
passion.
learn that this isn't healthy love.
Right.
And I don't. I mean, haven't had anybody as crazy as this. I want to
Nah,
say crazy.
this is
as,
extreme.
As intense as this woman, but
can't
it's
say crazy
still like
anymore, right?
Right.
Right
I
as
know we
fuck.
can't judge.
Right.
But it still is just this like you need me so much and you love me so much that I feel like you truly love me, and it's
Right.
like, well, I love you the same, so we got to find some way to make this work.
Right.
Like, why do we keep miscommunicating? And I think but now I'm at this place where I think I've grown to where I understand it's not unhealthy. That's unhealthy love.
Yeah.
And you got to kind of love yourself, and you have to project
fact.
that and
Yeah.
know how to love another person, and you can't be aggressive with your love. Like you can't
Right.
overpower me to love you. Like
Right.
it's toxic.
And
so
going with that, I had a situation similar where it was like this person was like really intense about where are you going and I just really love you, and I at first I kind of was like, oh,
Oh, he cares.
he's checking for me. Okay, you better check for me. You better get mad when I go outside, whatever.
Checking for you from the parking lot. It's a whole different story.
But then
call me back?
that quickly turned into like a little bit manipulative and turned into toxic. So going back to when I say about having the light and other people wanting to control that, and no, like I want you to be able to shine too. Like you shine and I'm gonna shine here and you shine and then we can shine together. But when that whole like, oh, you're my world, no, big red flag.
But question for you, like,
Yeah.
because I know it's a lot, like, I kind of heard through this situation, but do you feel like there is a level, and Ace, you can maybe touch on this too.
Yes.
But is there a level of you shining on Instagram? Like, like if you doing a lot that's just seductive and attractive, wouldn't that make your partner a little insecure? Or do you feel like it's not okay to feel a little bit like, they can save some of that for me, just a little?
Yeah, I think that's fine. I mean,
so you don't think
personally,
that's
I'm
controlling?
no. I think
Well, at
that
a certain
communicate
extent, I
that.
guess.
Yeah, I mean, if I was in there half split with my ass all out on Instagram, then then that's a conversation. If something I'm doing,
you don't have to do all that to be sexy though.
But if
like,
that's the light though.
right,
That's the light.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
Nah,
but that's your. I'm just saying, Ace. Like,
however you showed up, you should be able to deal with it. However she showed up, you should be able to deal with it.
Right.
If she showed up with the ill pictures or whatever,
Yeah,
and
you
you
gotta
was
keep
in the
going with the
comments,
ill pictures.
the hell made you think that was gonna
True.
stop when you became a
Yeah.
picture?
I definitely
And
agree
did you
with
really
that.
like that person, or you just like the idea of that person?
Right.
Because that
Right.
person posts, and that's what they post.
Right.
I definitely agree with that.
Right.
So I'm not saying that's wrong, but I'm just saying, would you feel like that's a part of controlling if somebody
Yes.
had a
Yes.
problem with that?
Yes, if somebody has, if a man that I'm dating has a problem with the way I'm currently showing up in the world, yes, I'm gonna be like, same. This is how you met me.
Right.
You met me being this way,
Right.
and if the way I'm continuing to be is not gonna change, then and somebody said this: the way someone is when they're single is like who they are.
Right.
That's a fact.
That's who they are.
Right.
Now, of course, if you know, but even with that, because I used to be like, well, when you're with somebody, you have more consideration for them, and you would consider them more. But
I guess that's where I'm kinda coming from
I
it.
do kind of agree now that like who you are should be the way you're gonna show up, regardless.
Right.
Now, who you are in a relationship, that they're gonna see more of that as they get to know you. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You're supposed to learn and grow.
Right. So if you're like this big flirt, if you're trying to get the attention of all these people, even though you may try to hide it for this person, eventually that's going to come out.
Right. I just feel like that is a part of it. Like social media, we're all doing it for other people, for likes and different things. And sometimes it's business. Like it's business for us. We got to
Right.
do it for business. So as for you, I know that's your business, but like
Right.
for my girl, like I've had girls who they do it at certain times, like, and it's almost like a confidence builder, right? It's like you do certain things and you get enough likes and you start loving yourself, which you should already have already.
Right.
But they use it as a confidence booster, and it's like, you're doing too much. Like, I mean, what do you need? I can give you more
Again, that's how
attention.
you
Like,
met her, though.
but that's what I'm saying, it's not consistent. But I'm just
Oh,
my
okay.
only
Like if
point
all of
is
a sudden she
depends
starts
on
posting
when
stuff.
it's done, like how it's done. If that's something you do, but I think we all have to be honest that we do it outwardly. You want people to see it. You want people to feel affected. You want people to look at you and say, "Ooh, damn guy," right? But it's also professional. So I mean, I just think it's just a thin line. That's all I'm saying. I'm playing. I would never tell my girl what she can and can't post.
I mean, I think.
However,
I think then
it's a conversation of
I'm
what are you
not.
looking
Then
for?
I'm just not for
Trust.
every guy. I'm just
Yeah.
not for every guy.
Trust.
If a guy is insecure, right? It's trust.
Yeah.
If you're insecure because I'm posting a video of myself smiling at the camera, then I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, because this situation goes both ways.
Right.
It goes
It's
both
normally
ways.
not posting for men. For men, it's like, who is she? Why are you talking to someone with a vagina?
Why are you in her comments?
Why did you pick that
Why
up for
you
her?
looking-
Because she dropped it and she
Right.
got a kid. I don't
That's
know.
true.
Right. So if your man on Instagram flashing money and showing off all his riches, like they don't feel no kind of way, you proud of that? Or you just don't like the kind of
Nah,
dude,
I don't think it takes place in the same place as women. Like so for women it's like the posts and the pictures. I think for men it's more like person to person interaction.
No, and it's on social
That
media
ends up being
too.
targeted.
With men.
Really?
I see
On
dudes
men,
flossing all the
Niggas is
time.
posting thirst traps?
Yeah, they do.
Yes, they do post thirst traps, but
I'm
also
out the game. I don't know, man.
men
Stay out of
are
it.
also under other women's posts. And the way men interact with women and under other women's stuff is very telling about
Right.
the man. It is a little different. You know what I mean?
Kind of. But it's like
What do you
I
mean?
saw her light.
What do you mean when
Why
they
can't I
say
see her
whether white
light?
men interact with
Why can't I see
Right.
her? Why can't I see her light? though?
If this chick A,
right?
if there's chick A and she has 10 posts, and out of
Right.
the 10 posts, you're looking at her posts and you see your guy
Right.
liking and posting flames and posting hearts
What's
and
wrong with
posting
that?
all types of stuff.
Oh, you see your homie posted on your girl's page? Is that what we're asking?
Yeah, like
Your-
if I see
your man.
if I see my man posting on this one woman, and maybe I never, that's not his friend.
Right.
I'm like, who the fuck is that?
What if he just enjoys her light? I mean,
What the fuck is that?
Alright, we gotta cut that shit out. We're not talking about those people.
I'm trying
Those
to
niggas
you
need
see,
to
I
get
keep
outta
trying
here.
to throw the light
Those
in
dudes
there.
mess it up for the real ones. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's been post like I don't know, like when I was single, like I
I
would see
met
it-
her one time at the club. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
and then why you still liking her
know
shit? You don't know her. Stop.
see
Get out her
like,
comments.
I've seen a post of like
Such a
somebody, and I'm
nasty
like,
place to
ooh,
be.
like I want to say something, and then you look in the comments, and they done said everything that you could possibly say. I'm like, I ain't gonna even say that.
Right.
Because I'm gonna look like all these
in the
thirsty
world,
dudes.
though. Yeah, but that's what
It
I mean.
is
Like that's the
thirsty.
weirdest shit in the world. Like
Yeah.
I could never post on some chick, like under some chick that I didn't meet.
That's what I'm saying. If
Like,
you
if I don't
him,
know you,
yeah, if
Right.
you don't know him, that's different. But
What-
like, say for me, like you do shit that's fly. I'll put flames on your shit. But what if my
But it's
girl's like,
different.
it's not. I'm just saying, it's
Trust.
not. What if you were my
Trust,
girl, right?
Because now she has to ask you,
It's always
who's Kai
trust.
and what
Right,
is this,
right.
and then you
Right.
gotta give her the truth. And when you
Right.
give her the truth, if she can't take it, then
Right.
you
Right.
don't. She don't
But-
trust you, and
but
that
all I'm
speaks to a
saying
big issue.
To you, with you saying men comment under other pictures, I'm just saying it's like, well, what about that situation? Like with my situation, I'm
Well, that's
honest.
different.
Like,
I'm talking about every other situation. I'm talking about those times where you just know. You just look at
Yeah.
and guys know. I mean, we're talking about it, but y'all know. Y'all know in those moments, or y'all have friends that you even in your homegirls page.
Right.
Like you look and you're like, damn, my homie is still this guy
Right.
under every one of her posts talk about heart eyes and flames and
Yeah,
you're
I think it's what you
gorgeous.
say, like heart eyes and little like those are wrong. Like,
No.
but I'll throw a flame on some
Throw,
shit. Like,
throw
if
a
I know,
flame,
if
throw
I
a
know
lightning
you.
bolt. So guys
Sneaky
out
motherfucker,
there,
you.
guys
you
out
about the
there,
Because sometimes
Cut this
it's-
part out.
Because sometimes, especially if I know you, like it's like with my girl,
Yeah.
if she thinks somebody's attractive, that's fine. Like, I mean, I trust you. Like,
Right.
just trust me. Like I think they're attractive women. Like,
Right.
if I know them, but I'm
and
not
it's
on
and
random
a flame
people's
is a
posts.
thing, right? It's a neutral
Right, fire.
compliment. It's
Like,
fire.
hey, cute. Like, I'll
Don't give
I'll
no
hit
hard
little shit.
eyes, y'all.
So
Don't do
anyway,
it.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying
it's
on the flip
nuts.
side. That's all I was asking about. Like on that flip side.
Right. Well,
All right.
let's dive into a little bit more of Ace.
Wait,
right?
did you say who
Ace's
got the
journey.
flag? Did you say who got the flag?
Yeah, I
flag?
said.
Oh, yeah, you
I
agree
said
with me.
blue,
Yeah, you
Blueface.
agree with me.
So we
Okay.
have 2 for Blueface,
Right.
1 for both.
So
Yes.
Blueface gets the
So
flag.
Blueface still gets the flag.
Yes,
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so let's get into a little bit more of your journey. You from New York City, Long Island.
Yep. I know nobody said for
do you
Long
claim-
Island.
Do you claim?
Whoa,
Do you-
whoa! Let's
do you
take his
claim-
card. Take his. Take
Do you
his
claim
New
New York
card.
City or do you claim Long Island?
Like every good Long Islander, of course I claim New York City. If you ask me where I'm from, I just say the city.
Right.
Nah,
Right.
so I was actually technically born in Manhattan, like not too far from where the old Trade
Everybody
Towers
not
used to
from the
be.
boroughs always like, yeah, I was born in Brooklyn, and then my parents moved us to Mount Vernon, and then we like,
That's pretty much the story. That's how it goes. Yeah,
Yeah.
nah, we moved out to Long Island, I think when I was like 3 or some shit. But then whenever I wasn't in school or like they wasn't taking care of me or they was at work or whatever, like I was in Brooklyn. I was in Flatbush with my grandmother. So
hey,
it's like a little mix.
shout out
You know, it's like a
Flatbush.
Long Island, Flatbush, you know.
right. And so you started
crossover.
rapping at 14.
Yes.
How? Why?
Why?
What's just what you do? I mean, that's
Took
what we
words. I
do.
found words that rhymed and I
Nah.
put them together on a page. And I,
Well,
No,
what was your
fucking
first
with you.
Who was your inspirations?
Yeah.
Right?
Nah, my first influence, my first inspiration, shit. I remember like I was a huge Tupac fan. So Pac was
Blasphemy.
Yeah, Pac was
Being
the
from New York.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, because I like by the time I was in school, like Pac had been dead, I think like 7 years, and like whoever was doing his press was like amazing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the documentary just came out. People still
Yeah.
thought he might be alive and shit.
I know.
and-
He was in Cuba.
right, yeah, right. Apparently he still is, but
No.
nah, he was like, to me, he was like the blueprint of an MC of like not
Yeah, he
just
is
rapping
amazing.
to rap. You know what I'm
Dope.
saying? Like I held every rapper to the Tupac standard. Was like, why are you rapping? Are you just rapping to say shit? Like there's people who I think are nice now that like back when I was younger, I was like, they're not nice. Like they're just doing punchlines to do punchlines. And then when back when I like started rapping more, and I'm like, okay, I got respect for what they're doing. But to answer your question, it was yeah, it was
Tupac?
definitely Tupac.
Yeah, I think it was Jay-Z that was saying he actually said how their cadences like I think he said Biggie had a certain cadence, but Tupac's was like he was preaching. It was like he was a
Yeah,
reverend.
yeah,
like, so
yeah,
his
yeah.
style was like he was
Yeah,
like
I
a
remember.
sermon.
I remember Shock G. I was watching an interview.
Yeah,
Shock G
G
was
said
breaking
that,
it
yeah.
down, and he was like, you know, Biggie is like a jazz player. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, I think at that time, I was less into the musicality of hip hop. I can't say that all the way. I was, because I like the real instrumental shit, but I was more into like, what is this person saying? The lyrics and
Tupac
stuff.
definitely
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
saying
what was
some shit,
profound to me. If I wanted to listen to a tune, I listen to another genre. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I kind of started getting into it. And oh shit, there we go. Light bulb. I'm like, I know I'm giving a bullshit answer. So I started rapping Like really, really like the seed got planted. I was in middle school and it was a cipher. And the dude who was in the middle of the cipher, shout out to my homie Wavy Davy. He's
Wavy
still
Davy.
Wavy Davy. Yeah, that's a fun name. I would
That's
just
a
call him
wild
Wavy
name,
Davy.
yo. He was in the center. Like I didn't know him at the time, but he's just rapping to everybody. It's like all around him, just listening. He's freestyling off the top, like in between classes or whatever, right after lunch. Cats talking about, oh shit, I'm gonna be late to lunch. Listen to this dude, and I was like, I want that energy, whatever that is. So I started by biting other people's rhymes.
As we all do. Everybody does.
I don't know why I thought I was the only person with MTV2, but I used to bite these rhymes from like.
Can you spit some real quick?
Oh my god!
Yeah, your best stolen rhyme.
Nah, bet. You know what I used to still? Y'all ever watch Carmen the Hip Hopera?
Yeah.
You remember when Mos Def and Mekhi Phifer was rapping against each other?
I can't quote
Got
an
you standing
episode.
on the side with your smile and your crooked eyes, acting like a man, but a chick fronting in disguise. Open up some thicker thighs, smoking on the blunder lies, trading in they badge for a sash, saying sucker high. These are the bars that I'm spitting in middle school. Make no sense to my life whatsoever. But I'm like, fuck it.
That's
no
what
one
you
will
do,
notice.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Man, like,
Did they
Everybody was a
notice?
killer.
When did somebody
When did they
notice?
blow you
Okay,
up?
so when somebody finally noticed, I had ran out of rappers from the second Cisco album to Jack. So I knew where I was going to. I would always pick people who I'm like, nobody's gonna listen to this. Who the fuck is this? Cisco's second album.
that's what
I'm gonna
Drake
take
does, apparently.
all of these
Right.
guys first. So first time I got caught, I joined a little like. I guess it was like a rap group or whatever.
Yeah.
I used to like one of the kids used to have all the instrumentals, so he would give us all instrumentals and shit of shit that was out for us to practice to. Anyway, we used to have all of our battles in the bathroom because we getting foul language and shit and school aids and shit. Hey, don't say that. So we would go to the bathroom never. So we go to the bathroom. We had this battle, and the consensus in the bathroom is that I won. Cool, right? Next day, he's like, "Yo, come here." I'm like, what's up? Come here. I'm like, what up? He slapped me on the side of the face. Not hard. That was way harder than he actually did. But he smacked me on the side of the face like a little tap. He said, why you steal that verse from Mos Def? And I was like,
Oh.
and it wasn't the one that I just did. It was from Oh No. It was the Pharoah Monch, Nate Dogg. Say my name. Observe before I state my claim. I independently laid down and played my game. I don't know why I thought I was the only person
That
with the
heard
radio.
that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I did
And,
some of the same shit with comedy.
This ain't even like the Cisco second album. This is main shit. You know what I'm saying?
Guys, that's what happens. Don't lie.
Yeah.
So, feel me? You will get caught.
You will get caught.
So, but that feeling, that moment right there, to circle back around, that was the moment that got me writing my own rhymes. Because I never wanted that feeling again. I never wanted to feel. And it was just like, I guess it's like probably, I would never know this, but I guess it's probably the same feeling you get when you cheat on your girl. Like, shit gets stressful, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
who heard this one? And I got to come up with another one. And damn, mate, what if this person, damn, like, so I just started writing my own rhymes and I just would like fill out I actually started writing. Literally, so it's funny that I started biting other people's rhymes because I learned how to write by physically writing other people's rhymes. Like, what do these words I'm hearing look like on a paper?
Page, yeah.
And then eventually, like I said, I fell in love with Tupac. A lot of my shit was like Baby Pac, you know what I'm saying? Like me spitting with a Pac flow. And it's just I expanded my repertoire of artists that I liked and listened to. I kind of borrowed a little bit from everybody, and that's how I got into rap.
Nice. Right. So and then you released a couple mixtapes.
Yes, I released a couple mixtapes, probably starting in 2009, I think was the first one I put. Everything before that was MySpace.
Okay.
Everything in
shout
high
out to
school.
Top 8. Yo, Tom.
Top 8. You already know the vibes. And if you had a MySpace music, you got to put like 4 of your tracks on there. So everything was, I had a MySpace music profile. I used to put like only myself on my page.
Right.
You know what I'm
So you
saying?
had the intro song.
And that was
everything.
like, so I never put out like a mixtape back in high school, but people knew I rapped. And you could come to my MySpace if you wanted to hear my shit.
There we go.
A lot of my early stuff was like, was all like shit inspired by my exes at the time. Like that was my best shit. Every time I
beautiful.
tried to do other shit, it was horrible. Whenever I rapped about my exes, like I fucking hate you, but I'm a
you feel it.
B.I. I did some
Come
shit to
on.
Tupac's "Do for Love." I remember,
Right.
and that
Do
was
you
like
still
my
have
shit.
those songs? I could use some of them songs right now.
Yeah, they're somewhere. They're somewhere in the vault. There's somewhere. Maybe one day I'm gonna do an Everything Must Go sale and put them all out at the
Do you
same
still
time.
write? I mean, I know since this since everybody learned that Jay-Z and Lil Wayne don't write, like, are you still writing? Or are you just
Hell yeah. The people who say they do that are liars or they're horrible. You know what I'm saying? Or they're rich and they're already up there and they tell you in the interview.
Right.
But no, I definitely write. I've had moments where I've done like the freestyle thing where like I punch in, but I'm not on no Jay-Z level shit. I'm not on the Sean Carter.
No.
For 5 minutes and then come back with somebody.
Yeah.
I wish, you know what I'm saying? Maybe one day, but I'm very methodical with my shit. I'm very lyric oriented, and I like to write down. Like I'll type it if I have to, but I actually really like a pen and paper.
Right. How long you say it takes you to write a song? Like, do you have to look at it and keep revising? You go back in and out?
You know, it all depends. Like, if I can just go and I don't have anywhere to be, nothing like that. I say it probably for like an average song, it'd take me maybe about like 2 to 3 hours, you know? And that's like to get something I'm happy and done with. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's done. I don't have any more edits I want to make. I said what I want to say. I like the way it sounds. Maybe like 2 to 3 hours.
But it's such a process, right? I think every time is different.
Every time is different. I've done features for my homies that were in like 15 minutes. Like, shit just hit me. The feeling was there. The energy was there. And sometimes when you're doing shit for other people, the expectation is lower. You know what I'm saying? So you're more free with yourself, and you're like, oh shit, that was hot. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But you check yourself on that, right? Or do you play for other people? Like how does it go from writing to the song?
I tend to just hop behind the mic. So like the way I started, like right when I was 14 and I was like recording shit for MySpace, I recorded for myself. Like initially, this was like right when self-recording was kind of becoming a thing, and I met some dude around the block. Shout out to E.
Shout out E.
I think he's still living over there in the same crib. And that was when first time I saw like a home setup that could sound so professional. I was like, you can just make this shit in your house. Say less.
Yeah,
One Christmas, I was like, I want that. So I come from like, and then I would go and record in my mom's closet because she had the most clothes.
Oh, nice. Yes.
But the thing about mom's closet, you can't spend the whole time in there. So I never really had time.
You can't have your friends in there.
Yeah, I never had time to run it by people. I said, I'm going to do 3 takes of this verse. And I would take the hottest parts of those 3 takes, cut, paste, mix, match, and do it like that.
Yeah.
And so a lot of my early development, to more answer the question, was just me recording myself and listening to myself, and then just being like, I'm such a hard critic. I'll be like, fuck, this sounds horrible. Then you do it again, and you say, all right, I'm not going to do the thing that sounded horrible last time. And, you know, eventually you get better. Exactly, bit by bit.
So you worked on a song that came out recently. One of my new favorite songs.
Oh, yes.
New favorite. Oh,
the winner of season 20 of The Voice, Cam Anthony. What was that experience like? That's not a rap.
So that experience was cool. So I kind of got into songwriting when I moved out here to LA. I met my homie Black Monday. I'm not gonna put his.
I know. I was about to be like that.
I'm not gonna put his government. Yeah, shout out to Sunday Ting vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Vibes, family.
You gotta make the next Sunday, man.
I do.
I haven't been invited.
You're invited.
Okay, JD's invited. You gotta cook something and bring it.
Okay,
exactly.
Tell me the rules.
Says the person that doesn't really cook.
So I met Black Monday.
I'm sorry.
I'm saying me. I bring the alcohol or something. I bring dessert.
And I met him.
Shout out Black Monday.
I could go into that story of how I met him, but it's very long-winded and happenstance. But we'll just say we met, and he brought me in for a writing session. He was the first person to actually say, yo, do you want to come write something? And I'm just like, yeah, sure, fuck it, why not? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it ended up being like this rapper from Atlanta. Shout out Jean Michael. He's great. We ended up doing a record, fast forward like a few years later. And I was gonna write for him, but like he was an MC, he's a dope MC in his own right. He didn't need me to write for him, so I just wrote a bunch of verses for myself. And then fast forward, we were working at Rodney Jerkins' studio for a long time.
Shout out Rodney Jerkins. No.
Shout out Dark Child, right?
Dark Child.
And that's really where I learned a lot of my songwriting. That's where I met my writing partners. Shout out Yanni Blue. Shout out Chris Jackson.
Yes.
And we all met at Casa de Rodney.
Friends. I don't.
And
the friends.
And that's where I learned like songwriting and song structure and shit like that. And the more important part, it's where I learned that I had a skill. So I didn't know, like I was naive like everybody who's not really got too much proxy to the industry. I think all of these artists just like go and they go in their room and they put their headphones on and Britney Spears is sitting there writing her own shit about how she feels. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no, that's not the case. You know what I mean? I thought, all right, maybe the rappers do it. And it's like, oh shit, no, a lot of the rappers don't either. So at that point, it's like I learned okay, I have a skill set that's valuable in this industry. I didn't know that.
Most people
So-
have a team in case you
Yeah.
if you didn't follow that. Like there are writers in the room, everybody's sitting in the room throwing out ideas and like, oh, maybe then you could say, oh, and then maybe you could, oh, and then like, and all of them get writer credit.
Yeah, and you know, I used to think that was to the extent of other writers, because I'd always see liner notes and you see a bunch of people that wasn't on the record, but I thought, oh, maybe they helped, and it's like, nah, they wrote the whole song, shopped that song around for like 5 years, and it landed on Mike. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I really kind of got into the whole songwriting thing when I got out here, and I kind of left the artist shit. I don't want to say I left it behind, but I became a lot more focused on like this whole world of business to business music was like a brand new thing for me. So I was like, let's do it. I think my first placement was on the show Empire.
Nice.
Yeah, they had some kid rap my verse. He rapped it horribly. And,
was that the son, the young son? Was it his?
No, so I don't know if y'all remember. There was one episode where this is like toward the end of the show, right before Jussie got beat up.
Hey.
And
I already stopped by that time.
Yeah, right. And
It's getting a little too sweet.
he had recruited some new rapper. He was trying to make a group or whatever, and he shows Rumor Willis's character like, "Yo, look at this kid I found." And the verse that he's spitting on the iPhone, that's me.
Hey.
And, yeah.
How does that feel to see that? To see that?
Obviously
Like I said,
horrible.
it was-
He's
it was
like,
mixed
he's still like,
feelings. Oh, nah, because at one point you like, yo, that's the record. Here's the funniest part about that. When I say I met Black Monday, the record we did, the second record we did on the session he invited me to, ended up being the record that they placed
right.
Wow.
with my verse on
That's
it.
crazy.
So, yeah, the shit was wild. It was like one of those things that it taught me that like the whole songwriting thing is just about showing up and doing it, but it also like it was bittersweet to answer your question, to be 100% real about it, because on one side I'm like, yo, this is my shit right here,
Right.
and then on the second side I'm looking at the YouTube comments and they're like, yo, I remember when this show had good music, and I was like,
that's when it hurts.
Damn.
but then like there's not so much you could control, you know what I'm
how do
saying?
you
Like,
decide which ones to let go? Is it just money, or like what makes you decide like I'm gonna share this one and this one I want, this is mine right here?
money.
Like, money.
Yeah, I made more money off that verse than I had made at that point on music. Period.
Right.
I was like, fuck it, take it. I'll make
Take
another
it.
one. But that mentality has followed me to this day. I don't really care unless it's something that like I have like an artist attachment to. Like that's my verse for my shit that's coming out.
Right.
Even though it's like, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Off for the right amount. I'm like, ACE who?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yours.
I don't know who that is.
Any advice you have for somebody that's like just trying to break into the writing?
Just do it. Like, to answer your question about the Cam Anthony joint, like that just came up from me. We got a pack of beats. Shout out to Harold Lilly. We was working up at his studio for a little bit. He wrote You Don't Know My Name for Alicia Keys, among some other bull. Along some I think it was You Don't Know My Name. Yeah. Along with some other notable hits as well for some other notable artists. But we were working up at his studio for a while, and one of the really dope producers up there named Gav. Shout out to Gav. He sent us a pack of beats. I opened it up and I just like did it, and I just was like, okay, I don't know what else I'm gonna write to this. I wrote like verse and a half or whatever.
Yeah.
Gave it to Chris. I don't know how the songwriting shit works. I don't know if we're supposed to talk about what part we wrote or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
But whatever. Who
But
cares?
people, it's a collaborative effort.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You were part of the song.
Yeah, so
right?
I wrote it until I couldn't write no more. Passed it on to
you
Chris.
just
he wrote
do
till he
it.
couldn't pass it on, and he passed it on to Yanni.
Just do
and
it.
then just do it. Like I would say, it's the same thing when I was doing the rapping. Like people used to ask me all the time, like when I was back in Long Island, like I guess I was getting nice, so people like felt like I was dope and shit. And what advice do you have for me? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not.
Right.
But
Just
if
show
you
up
had
and
to
do
ask
it.
me, is
Yeah.
just record yourself. Like
Just do it,
people always
yeah.
ask me like I was gonna have a cheat code answer, and I'm like, nah, you just gotta record yourself
Do it.
It's a lot of
and
people
listen
that,
to yourself over and over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people looking for a cheat code, and it's like there is no cheat.
There's
you just
no
gotta
cheat
grind.
code.
You gotta do it. You like the more time you spend in it, the more you learn about your craft, the better you'll be
Yes.
at it.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I argue those people aren't passionate.
Right.
Those are normally
Right.
the people looking for something to attach themselves to. And I'm like, if you passionate, no way to tell me to go into my mom's room and do 3 versions of the shit and come out.
Right, and just do
make sure
it.
my verses was tight enough before I even went to record, because I'm not probably recording at somebody else's crib or paying for studio time. Excuse me. So I don't want to like waste that time. Like
Right.
you have to want to do that.
Right.
Of course. Yeah.
All right, so finish this off. You
Yes.
have your own podcast.
Oh yes, I have my own podcast. Shout out to the Gray Area Podcast.
The
We
Gray
ain't
Area
getting no invite
podcast.
to the gray area. I want to go
Because
to
we're
the
on
gray
hiatus
area.
right now. Our last episode came out I think in June.
Nah, I'm kidding.
One of our co-hosts now, Black Monday, is in England, so we're doing a little bit of reformatting, figuring out some new things. I think we're probably gonna be like new pod neighbors because I was actually looking at Pirate to start doing stuff in.
Nice.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
we
shout
giving
out
away
to
our,
So
we ain't
the
getting paid to be
gray-
dropping that. I'm cutting
Yeah.
it out. No, I'm
Oh,
kidding.
okay, yeah. Shout out to
No,
Bleep.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But check them out. We're running
Yeah, we're out
on
of time.
time. We're out of
my
time.
God.
We're out of time. It went by so
This was
fast.
so fun.
Right.
Yes.
So give us how do we get in contact with you? Where do we find your stuff?
You get in contact with me, ACEXXI, on everything, on streaming,
It'll be right here.
on social medias. Yes, right. There. See, we're both holding it up because
Listen,
teamwork makes the dream work.
You don't know the joke, but I would tell her to stop doing that because I have to edit it, and I'm like, now I got to put it there. What if it doesn't fit? Like I got to figure out a way to make it, but I'll make it work. I'll
There
put it
you
there.
go.
So find them at ACEXXI.
Yes, ACEXXI, everything, Twitter, Instagram, streaming,
MySpace.
Spotify's. Yes, MySpace.
Mi
I think my MySpace
gente,
is still
go
up.
next.
Yeah. Oh my
Mi gente? What?
Go next though.
Go next.
Wow.
Zenga. I used to have Zenga.
Oh my
But yes,
God.
thank you so much.
Thanks
You
for
are an
coming, man.
amazing
It was
co-host
great. Love the energy. Thank you.
today. We're gonna
Right.
have
Thank
him
you
back.
so much. Please,
We're gonna have
please
him back.
do.
Right.
Yes, and I'll be on time next time so that we can.
See, don't even tell people that. They don't need to know. They don't
Oh,
need. You
okay.
were here prompt.
Right.
He's
That's
ready.
right.
I was here
Hire
early.
him. He's on time. He's prompt and he's full of
Also,
energy.
I was here before they were.
I just want to quickly shout out our guest from last week, Randall.
Randall.
Davis. He gifted us these shirts. They say "Vulnerability, the new sexy."
Because it is.
Right.
Hello.
Stay vulnerable.
So things
Love
you
yourself.
should know. You should know about vulnerability being sexy. Randall Davis. If you didn't see our last week's episode, then shame on you. You should go check it out and you'll know what I'm talking
We'll
about.
put a
Now.
little card in there. We'll put a little card up top.
Yes.
Yes,
Take you to
right,
that.
right.
Final
Damn
thoughts.
it.
Yeah, sorry.
Stop now.
Right.
I gotta find out a
Covering
bigger
her face right now.
JD, final thoughts for today.
Final thoughts is Ace is the man. Do your thing.
Oh, wow.
Follow your dreams. Stay
Wow.
committed. If you're not getting anywhere, it's because you're not passionate enough. So get in it. Get in it.
Fine, I'll do my final thought. Yeah, just do it. Yeah, I'll just do it. Just get
Right.
in there and just do it. Ace.
Don't get married at 25.
No. Record yourself and listen to yourself. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I think self-awareness is key. Of course, outside of just music and all of that stuff, it's okay to not be perfect, but it's even more okay to know you're not perfect.
Right.
Amen. You heard it here first, y'all.
Yeah.
All righty, Ace. You already know, and you know how to check us out at IYKYK_the show. Check us
Right there.
out.
I'm not putting it anywhere.
Also,
I'm
thank
gonna
you
put it on y'all
guys
faces.
for continuously donating to our Venmo account. Everything that all of your donations go to pay for our space, go to pay for all the stuff that we're using.
Your
So,
listeners donate?
yeah. Ugh, see?
Wow.
Thank you guys also donating at Venmo at IYKYK _the show.
Yeah.
All right,
If
guys.
y'all got some extra change after you finish donating to them, cash app.
All right, bye guys. We'll see y'all later. All right.
We love you guys. Bye.
All right, bye.
Peace.